Welcome to my YouTube page. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is to tell you about the effect of anal sex. The effect of anal sex, and it's going to teach you on the tips if you're experiencing anal fissures. So do well to subscribe on this video, share, like, and also comment. Click on the notification button to get notified when I make a new video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you get the video. My name is Chioma Bamara. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube page. For the new ones, I love you. For the old ones, I cherish you a lot. Please, I beg you, do well to subscribe, like, share my video, and also drop your questions on my comment section, and I'll be available to answer you. Click on the notification button also to get notified when I make a new video. So today I'll be taking you on the topic of the effects of anal sex. Some of us have been indulging in this anal sex and we don't know the effect, and some people have not even heard of the word anal sex. So today I'll just throw a little light on the definition and tell you about the effects and also answer some questions related to this topic. Anal sex. Anal sex is the term used for any sexual activities that involves the anus. And you know the anus is full of nerves ending, making it very sensitive, and you should know that people find anal sex pleasurable. So I will show you a little light on this anal sex. So you know anal sex is a dangerous problem that needs medical attention right away. So anal sex also increases your chance of getting an anal fissure. So a fissure is a split in the tissue of your anus. It's a split in the tissue of your anus. And oral contact with the anus can put both partners at the very high risk of having hepatitis, herpes, HPV, which is the human papilloma virus, another infection. And having anal sex can increase the risk of bacterial infection. If the semen should go to the vagina, it will increase the risk of pregnancy and sexual transmitted infections. And it can also worsen the case if the person is experiencing hemorrhoids. What's hemorrhoids? Hemorrhoids are PAL. You've been hearing of PAL, and some of us have seen PAL. It's hemorrhoids. So I will tell you what is anal fissure. Anal fissure it's a tear in the lining of the anus. It's a tear in the lining of the anus, or a break in the continuity of the anal muscles. So the opening where feces are being excreted, the tear typically extends to a circular ring of muscles called the internal anal sphincter. Once the tear is being extended to the circular ring of the muscles, which is the internal anal sphincter, some people will experience these symptoms of anal fissure, which I'm about to say. Number 1 is the bleeding from the anus. Number 2 is the sensation of tearing. Number 3 is ripping, burning sensation following a bowel movement. Number 4 is the rectal pain. And I will tell you on a little tips on how to handle this anal fissure if yours is not that complicated. So you will try to help yourself to take a lot of fluids and fiber to help you softening your feces, so that while it's coming out, it won't cause more pains for you while excreting feces. So it's advisable you take a lot of fibers and fluid to help you to softening your feces. And also you should sit on a warm water for 10 to 20 minutes at least 3 times in a day to help you heal the anal fissure. And anal fissure, the healing often takes few weeks, like a week to 2 weeks, if yours is not that complicated. But if yours is complicated, I would advise you to see a physician, and a surgery procedure will be needed and it must be conducted. So I will tell you now on the effect of anal sex. The effects of this anal sex is: number one, the two partners are placed on a very higher risk of getting infections. You know, the anus is a direct path to the bowel movement, to the intestine, so where human feces are being manufactured, I would call it manufactured. So, and if you should take a microscope to see your feces, you see a lot of bacteria there, and you end up having sex where it's being connected to where the feces is being manufactured. So it will place both partners at a very high risk of getting infected. And number two is tear. If you should indulge in anal sex, you experience a tear. And this tear is because the lining of the rectum is not as heavy as the lining of the vagina. So it is more suspiciable if this tear occur. And unlike the vagina, the anus does not naturally lubricates, unlike the vagina. So if the anus or rectum gets torn, it does not heal as quickly because feces passes through there often, and the lining is at a risk of getting infected. Number three is the loss of bowel control. There will be no way you can control your feces because of incontinence, and it will just be going out on its own as free way because there is opened, and it's one of the more common concern. Also, one will have to engage in someone that engage in daily rough anal sex is exposed, like, how will I put it, is exposed to experience such significant incontinency and it will cause, how will I even put it, weakening in that area, and you end up passing out excreta just like that. You won't even know when it's coming out because there has been loosed. And number four is the anal cancer. Though both parties that indulge in this anal sex, study shows that if the partner has been exposed to HPV, which is the human papilloma virus, it can increase the chance of getting an anal cancer. Number five is it will make the anus to be loose, like it will lose the elasticity of the anus, which the sphincter muscles that enables it to contract and hold or release feces before or during excretion so continually, it will lose because its elasticity has been widened. So thereby it makes it difficult to contract, like hold feces when it's about to come out and the rest of them. So it will be very difficult for the anus to hold feces. That's the fifth effect of anal sex. It will lose the elasticity of the anus, thereby feces will just be coming out freeway. Number six, the effect of this anal sex is contacting HIV from it. It's shocking. Some guys think that they cannot get HIV by putting in their penis through another guy's anus, but it can be passed through condomless anal sex, especially if they are being recently infected or are not on their HIV treatment. In this case, the HIV positive partner may have a very high viral load of making him more infectious. So you can get HIV from anal sex. Number 7 is it will cause odor, because anyone indulging in constant and rough anal sex will end up having odor. You'll be having smell, and it will require the need of changing your underwears more often. So now I've finished with the effects of this anal sex. I would like to answer some questions that are related to this topic. Like, my number 1 question is, can a girl get pregnant from unprotected anal sex? The answer here is no. It's not possible to become pregnant from anal intercourse. Number 2, can hemorrhoids emanate, that is, occur through anal sex? Can hemorrhoids occur? Hemorrhoids are piles. Can it occur through anal sex? Anal sex on itself is not likely to cause hemorrhoids, that is, pile. So if a person that already have them indulge in this anal sex, it will worsen the case. Like, someone that has pile should engage in a rough and anal sex. It will worsen it, and it can irritate the existence of hemorrhoids and can cause disruption of the sphincter. It can cause disruption of the sphincter. So I'll be answering the last question for today's class, and the question goes like this. It says, why does people that indulge in this anal sex have unpleasant odor? Why do they have unpleasant odor? I've come across someone that I was in a bus and I could notice foul smell, and it's a guy. I just ended up suspecting that this person is just indulging in anal sex. They do have odor, very bad fishy smell, and the rest of them. So the question is asking, why does those people that indulge in anal sex have unpleasant odor? So sometimes semen interacts with anal fluids, so contributing to a very strong fishy smell and odor, which are posed by bacteria. So because of lack of anal contraction, feces comes out easily, thereby leaving the person with a very bad odor, and the person will end up changing his or her underwear more often. You can see that this effects of anal sex, they're very, very bad, and someone cannot cope with them, mostly with the pain, the high risk of getting infections, and the unpleasant odor. I can imagine like someone having odor more often than the rest of them. People will be running away from you and the rest of them. The pains, the tear, the high risk of getting infection, human papilloma virus, herpes, HIV, AIDS, and the rest of them. So it's advisable you don't indulge in this anal sex. Yes, it's advisable you don't indulge in it. And if you are a partaker in this anal sex, I would advise you should consult a physician. Try up to heal, just to heal that area that has been wilding and the rest of them. Try to do the little tips on taking fibers and fluids to soften your excreta, and you should try to sit on warm water. But if the case is very complicated, you try to see a physician if a surgery can be conducted. My dear friends, my dear loved ones, you can see that this anal sex has a lot of effect to me and you. So I would like you to stay away from it. Thank you for giving me listening ear. Do well to subscribe, do well to like, do well to share my video, and drop your questions on my comment section. See you in the next class. I love you. God bless you.